Welcome back to Cheddar's Opening Bell, everyone. November marks the unofficial start of cuffing season, and if you're sick of swiping, there's a new option that just landed on American shores. Coming from across the pond, Jigsaw promises connections beyond the superficial. And I'm joined now by Alex Durrant. He's the CEO and co-founder of Jigsaw from London. Alex, it's good to have you with me this morning. So explain how your dating app is different.
Oh, of course. Thanks for having me, Kristen. So, yeah, exactly as you said there, Jigsaw is born out of a place of complete frustration with superficial dating apps. Plain and simply, how Jigsaw works is we cover every single one of our users' face with a jigsaw puzzle, and it reveals piece by piece through conversation. So what we're encouraging here is people to look beyond face value, but at the same time, take a stance against the superficial dating industry.
And what's the market research that you have that shows that this will be a hit in America?
Yeah, totally. Great question. So already, obviously, we've launched in the UK. We launched over here in 2019, and we've had fantastic feedback since, and over 100,000 registered users over here. But over in the US, we've recently conducted some independent research, and it shows what we've obviously feared. You guys might be surprised by, but over 70% of singles over in the US actually find dating apps to be shallow and superficial. And actually more than that, 71% ultimately are demanding something more from the industry. So it's actually quite shocking considering how many people use it on a day-to-day basis. But, aside from the pandemic we're having at the moment, obviously you guys, the election, these are huge distractions, and it's going to be the weirdest cuffing season we've ever had. But where we stand today, human connection is a real big issue, especially with how social media works and how dating apps works. And we're here to create something completely different and new and really encourage conversation.
So what are the trends that you've seen, Alex, during the pandemic, specifically here in the US? Are more people turning to dating apps, or are they, going there less and perhaps less engaged because of concerns around the coronavirus?
Yeah, totally. So it was actually really interesting. So as we came into these strange times in early March 2020, it was really unknown what would happen. Early on, a lot of users started using dating apps more frequently. We also saw on our platform in the UK, and we know similar data findings in the US replicate this, but people were actually having more conversations because they had more time on their hands. Where we are today is it's plateaued. It's actually sort of about a normal level for this time of the year. But of course, people are meeting less in person, and these conversations, especially on our application in the UK and so far in the US, are going on for longer. So it's encouraging in terms of people are getting to know each other more so before meeting in person. But really, we see the pandemic as a time for a reset button on really fast, hot or not dating, and moving towards something that has more meaning behind it and is focused more on personality and character.
Does this cost users anything to subscribe, Alex?
No, not at all. So it's completely free to download. You can get all the relevant app links on Android and iOS through our website, jigsaw.co. But yeah, it's completely free to download. You can subscribe to a premium subscription, but that subscription is purely a user's discretion and gives them premium features.
Okay, what advice would you give to anyone who wants to join Jigsaw? How do they make their profile stand out?
Oh God, there's so many things you could do. But as you guys know, a picture paints 1,000 words. So really, photos are extremely important. And even though we, obscure a user's face, really make sure that your personality and character is coming through those photos. Also, alongside that, always try to show your personality. Always try to show your sense of humor. What is going to make you, stand out and show you for who you really are, and really start a conversation with somebody else. And, that'll be the fantastic first steps to build any conversation on, and then hopefully a future relationship in real life. So.
Okay, so Alex, in terms of the expectation that you have with this app launch in New York, how are you getting the word out? How are you acquiring new users?
Yeah, so a number of ways, some super secret ways that I'll keep to myself amongst that. But yeah, you've seen the week posters we've got around NYC at the moment. We're really focused in NYC to start off with. So we'll be doing sort of your standard advertising methods through sort of key social channels, as well as really sort of getting down and dirty in some guerrilla marketing as well. But as time goes on, we will be launching wider across the US. As you guys know extremely, as we can see with this election, the US is trendsetters for the entire world. And from day one, from when we created Jigsaw, me and my co-founder Max, it was a dream to bring it here. So the New York City is just the beginning, and we'll be rolling out across wider US as time moves forwards and we move into 2021.
All right, Alex Durrant is the CEO and co-founder of Jigsaw. Thank you, Alex.